Eradicate them!
Sound effects, please.
Hello, my name is Joey. Welcome to my tour of props and artifacts.
Right, enough of the Cyberman lingo and mannerisms. I'm just going to be me. So, the Cyberman was much better 13 years ago in 2011 when I built him. The best place to see him is if you type in Cyberman in Asda. That was when this suit was fresh and fantastic and looked its best. It is a bit crispy. Well, actually, it's very crispy now. As you can probably see on all of the joints, that's where it started to die, basically, because these things, you have to cover them in latex. Obviously, latex pretty much is dying as soon as you put it on something. Latex is actually made out of dead fish, as I'm sure you know, so yeah, go figure. After I built the suit, I then realised that actually had I used silicone, it probably would have outlasted many generations, which would have been cool, but oh well. Latex is what they used on the original outfit. So first of all, the gun. This was a wonderful 3D print by 3D Delight, and I've added a lot of metal parts to it to make it shine and glint, that kind of thing. I always preferred the Silver Nemesis gun because I thought it looked very, very alien. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stand back and just let this glint for a bit. So there's lots of metal parts just to kind of make it catch the light in different ways. So this whole Cyberman, as you can imagine, it's not what you see on screen. Now, whenever you see the original Cybermen, they always changed from story to story. So I wanted people to see the Cybermen as you see them now, as in like here, right now. So this is my idea of a cross between, so we've got Attack of the Cybermen and Silver Nemesis. This is what happened in between. So let's talk about it. I am the last of the great cyber leaders, as you can see. I'm in a pretty poor state. Actually, going back to poor state, where how the latex is rotting, I think I'm going to go down the route of making this look diseased, that kind of thing, because I think that's the only way I'm going to save it. So the whole idea is this Cyberman is weathered. He's old. He's probably 100, 200, 300 years old. Who knows? So, okay, right, let's talk about the suit. So, the suit is designed to look like something in between Attack of the Cybermen and Silver Nemesis. So, let's start with the gloves. We've got the gloves are a mixture of technically, you know, original Cyberman motorbike gloves with the Silver Nemesis influence of all those tubes on the upper cuff. And you can see that electrical part, which is housing the tubes. They were used in Silver Nemesis. You might notice there's a lot of mesh over the hands. The whole idea of the mesh on this suit is to look like it's growing in all the places where there's strength and adding strength. So as you can see, the mesh is growing over the tube coming out of the body there, and it's starting to grow onto the chest panel itself. So this is some kind of strange organic steel. If I turn round, you can see that it's also starting to grow up the back as well a little bit. So whatever this is, it's very, very organic metal, God knows what, and it's on all the kind of weak and vulnerable parts of the Cybermen. So that's the gloves. The body itself, I was very, very lucky. I used to work for a company called All Props. They had some space suits flying around. Lying around. Thing is, in this helmet, even if I make a mistake, I'm going to blame the vocalizer, but also you can't hear it anyway, and I'm not going to do it again. So anyway, lying around at All Props was a couple of space suits, and the great thing is they had a lot of the zero gravity suits look already on them. The original Cyberman outfits were made of zero gravity suits, and they added parts to them. So the great thing is this beautiful texture on the suit itself was already there. I can't claim credit for that. And then of course these tubes running down the legs and body, they were already there as well. So it had that look of the zero gravity suit. What I did add were these spider-like tubes on the arms, and of course all the mesh, as you can see again. I know they used an RAF vest for the mesh. I decided to go for just a British Army vest for the mesh, just to be different, because as I say, you see this Cyberman, you see a Cyberman now, you don't see a particular Cyberman from any series. This is, you're witnessing a Cyberman, this is how they look now. That's the whole idea of this suit. What else? Because I can't see myself. So the chest panel itself, that's a bit of a mixture again. Obviously the original ones had a piece of perspex over the top. Silver Nemesis, these were kind of open, so I just kind of went for a bit of both, you know. The teeth, as you can see in the mouth here. Now I cannot remember if I came up with this idea before the David Tennant era or afterwards, but whatever it was, the teeth was a kind of reverse. So the Silver Nemesis Cybermen, they had this, they had a look in their mouth. It was like a horizontal bars going through the mouth. So I changed it to vertical ones, which of course creates teeth. So it kind of gives this kind of almost this kind of snarl, you know. But as I say, I can't remember if I came up with that idea before the David Tennant era, which of course has these teeth in it, or I was influenced by that. But mostly I was influenced by Silver Nemesis, which has this kind of grating going horizontal on the inside of the mouth as opposed to vertical, which of course vertical gives this wonderful grimace. So, wearing a Cyberman outfit, what do you wear underneath? There's nothing else you can wear but your pants. That's it. And because this is latex, I've worn this before and I've sweated so much. I've shook people's hands and they thought the hand was wet. No, that is sweat coming through the glove. But the great thing about it is, it's such a struggle to get into the outfit. As I say, if you watch the video Cyberman and Asda's, you'll see me jumping into the outfit because where it was latex, it's very, very solid. Okay, it used to have a lot more give in it in the past, but not now. But the great thing is now, wearing it, when you sweat inside it, you literally just slip out of it like a banana. So getting out of it is no problem. Getting into it is a problem. Getting out of it, I'll just slip straight out. That may be it. I may just give us a little...
We should also mention the fact that you...
Oh, hang on, my doctor is telling me otherwise. What's that?
I'm a doctor. You do have to be screwed into it at the back.
Oh, yes, of course. You cyber, what can I call you? The cyber gang out there. Yeah, of course, you lot know that you get screwed into these helmets, don't you? So, yeah, I went for a different approach. I literally had the screws inverted, sticking out, and then you just add the nuts on. Yeah. I'm just gonna give a little spin round, maybe in character. And one of the things I used to like to do at the conventions is to look like there's some kind of servo motor inside me that's gone wrong. So I might have a cool kind of turn there, then on the way back, it's kind of, it almost looks painful. And it's kind of, servo motor works fine that way, it's just a little bit dodgy. Because I am old. I think that's about it. I think we've spoken about the mesh. As you can see, they're on my feet. Oh, the boots, of course. So, I went for the classic moon boots. What I should have done, I mean, I did like the lace-up boots that the Cybermen had in Attack of the Cybermen, but when I was building this, I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to go for the classic moon boots because they almost look ridiculous, but at the same time, they kind of give it some kind of fake weight that's going on. Brilliant. Let me just recap so you can see this glorious Cyberman. I've done the head, done the chest. What you can't see is I built into the suit, just below my neck, there's a reinforced spine, but you can't even see that. It's like an H shape, and it came out of another helmet. It was a helmet's padding, and I put it on there to look like some kind of reinforced spine. But then, of course, it completely disappears. But then, of course, that's the whole idea of building these outfits. You put the little details on, but they really should all just blend in, because that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea of realism, that it all just blends in and creates this fictitious biology, I suppose. So, cyber recap. We've done the head, we've done the chest, we've done the body, we've done the back, we've done the feet, we've done the gun, we've done the arms. I think that's it. Yes.
Can I get a shot of you walking at a distance?
Walking at a distance. Which way should the Cyberman go? Oh, one thing I want to say. I've not really seen it, but I've seen a clip from the special edition version of the 5 Doctors. Now, there's a great bit where the Cyberman's on the hill and he sees the Doctor and he goes, "Ah," and he walks off. They've cut the "ah." Okay, maybe it was emotion, but that was so great. Just to see the Cyberman kind of walk along and go, "Ah," and then walk off again. Because he spotted the people from the TARDIS. He's so chuffed. So, right, okay, I'm going to walk that way and then come back as a Cyberman. How does one walk this way and come back as a Cyberman, considering I've just gone this way as a Cyberman? Maybe that is it. Maybe. Yes, that's probably it. Fantastic. Yes, hurrah! Yeah, take care. See you later. Bye.